Welcome to the Thomas DeLauer Show.
Which will make everybody tune in, to be totally honest. I'm so truly excited to have you, by the way, because I know no one gets you. Like, I'm giddy about it, which is just ridiculous.
No one gets me, like, physically, or no one gets me.
No one gets you
no one gets me either, man. Like,
you're a tough guy to get because you breathe rarefied air. You're one of those guys. I remember Susie Orman once said this to me. And she's like, listen, what kind of expert are you going to be? Are you going to be the one that is aspirational or the one that's relatable? You're aspirational. I know you may think you're relatable, but you're definitely the guy that's aspirational. And you're definitely the go-to expert when I want someone who's going to disseminate the information, who's going to put himself in the mix, who's going to read the studies and then apply them and then get back to me with an answer.
Yeah.
That's what I know you to do. That's why I've followed you for, oh my God, a real freaking long time. Back when you probably only had like 1 million followers. So, that's what I definitely turn to you for. But given that, what do you think that honestly, like, I'll get back to all the fun stuff and the peptides and the this and the that.
We're still waiting for my answer on what I eat.
Well, I was going to say, do you think we're overthinking that? Like, is it just a friggin' like common sense? I tend to think that.
Yeah.
But then maybe not. Maybe it is the high protein, high fiber. Like, what do you
I think it just comes down to how people are wired. I mean, I think that we really, really try to generalize this way too much. Like, all the way down to like a calories in, calories out thing. Like, I understand it, but like we're trying to overgeneralize something for people that are highly bio-individual and have, like, you just described your entire, well, not your entire, but you described your childhood and your associations with food.
Yeah.
And like, it's almost insulting to say, hey, Jillian, like, you've had this whole situation, you have this relationship with food. By the way, like, just eat less and move more. Like, how invalidating does that actually feel, right? So I think getting that off the table or on the table, I think when you look at just, are we overthinking this? On one hand, we're overthinking it, right? Because we like are trying to piecemeal every single mechanistic thing that we possibly can.
Right. It's like they still don't know if they're counting macros or not. Yeah. It's like,
and it's all, at the end of the day, it's like, it's all coming back to this calorie discussion only because at the end of the day, that's just what people kind of get. And we can't expect, and this is not even to sound condescending, but we can't expect most people to understand like epigenetics and all these other things that are going on. And I've learned that in 10 years of running my channel, where I used to try to get so mechanistic in the weeds. And I'd realize that that would get a certain number of people excited that really liked the mechanistic detail. And I'd have like a really affluent, educated audience that really liked that. And then as my brand grew, I realized that most people, it's just glazing over, and it's not even insulting. Like, they don't take it personal. They're like, bro, I don't have the time to learn biochemistry right now. So the deeper that you get in the weeds and you understand, like, you do understand that there are these nuances, there are these little mechanisms that do actually matter. They do matter. Do they matter like, to the big,
like B to A+ matter? Or do they matter like infertility's on the rise, cancer's on the rise, diabetes is on the rise? Like, it's all everyone's dying and everyone's sick and it's a disaster. Matter.
I think there's a summation for sure, but I think generally probably not to the extent that like social media makes it out to be, but I do think that there are people in the scientific community that are in their silos, their respective silos, that would really believe that, hey, like this, I mean, if you think about it, it's not, no one's doing anything wrong. They're operating in their vein, right? Like, you've got someone that's an epigeneticist that is going to look at all these epigenetic links with cancer. You've got Thomas Seifert, who's looking at like the metabolic theory of cancer, and he's in that silo. And it's really hard for someone to say, okay, we're looking at the metabolic theory of cancer. Let me also take 8 more years and learn about the somatic theory, right? And now we've got, so I try to have empathy there when I understand that, like, people are just in their vein of research. But what happens is in social media, we have these people that are learning through ChatGPT, or they're learning through like a very summarized, summarized version of this. And they're becoming subject matter experts in a dangerous way, where it's making it seem like it's just all these different little mechanistic pieces. When in reality, like, those mechanisms matter.
My hope is that we could say, Listen, here's the goal. Go to the doctor and get a clean bill of health and walk out the door every year. If I had to tell them in the most basic way how to do it, it's like, okay, whole foods.
Yeah.
Don't eat too much. But the chemical thing is a huge problem, which we'll get back to. I would try to keep it. As the temps start to rise, I get that familiar urge to refresh my closet. But I am done wasting money on trendy pieces that I wear once, which is why I'm obsessed with Quints. The clothes are timeless, elevated, built to last, no insane markup. I'm talking about 100% European linen shorts and dresses that start at just $30. Italian leather platform sandals, luxe swimwear that looks straight off a runway but costs half of what you'd expect. Quints partners directly with top-tier factories, cutting out the middleman so you get designer quality at a price that actually makes sense. And they only work with ethical, responsible manufacturers who care about people and the planet. Personally, I stocked up on the linen tees and the tanks, and believe it or not, a killer summer dress. Occasionally, I do wear dresses. And honestly, it finally feels like my wardrobe matches my standards. Upgrade your wardrobe at quince.com. Luxury should never mean compromise. Team, give your summer closet an upgrade with Quince. Go to quince.com/Jillian for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/Jillian to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Jillian. Choose Function because it's the only health platform that gives you access to the kind of data most people never see and the insights to take effective action. Inside Function, you can test over 160 biomarkers, from heart and hormones to toxins and inflammation, even stress. You can also access multi-region MRI and CT scans, and they're all tracked in one secure place over time. It's a near 360 view to see what's happening in your body, and that's why top health leaders like Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Andrew Huberman, Dr. Jeremy London, they're all behind Function Health. This is why I love Function Health. And you know what else? Lab visits are fast and convenient at 2,000 plus locations across the U.S. Just $499 a year, that's $1.37 per day for cutting-edge health insights. What sets Function apart? All the results are tracked over time in one secure place, so you see how your health evolves. Insights come from top doctors based on your unique results. These could cost over $10,000 if you did it on your own, and there are no perverse incentives. Function doesn't push supplements or pharmaceuticals. It's just powerful, unbiased health data designed to help you own your health. Learn more and join using my link, and the first 1,000 people get a $100 credit towards their membership. Visit www.functionhealth.com/Jillian or use the gift code Jillian at sign up to own your health.
Work.
But, you know,
period. Yeah.
And I want to get to that because I've been so skeptical of that. It's a freaking fish tank cleaner. I'm having a hard time with it, for sure. But do you think if we now we'll get back to the political stuff, but if we get back to how much of this biohacking is going on, and I'm so guilty of it. I mean, I personally love it. I just wonder if it's accessible for the masses. And I would simply also say to you, they say the person that gets the best healthcare the worst healthcare are the ones with the least money and the most money.
Of course.
Because the most money, your Brian Johnson off the coast of South America editing your genes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, hope this works out. I'm also fascinated by him because I'm like, is this guy going to drop dead tomorrow or is he going to live to 200? Real. It's so cool. And you do that, hence the cyclic dextrin. I'm like, okay, are you projectile vomiting?
I have a confession too. I tried this morning and I think that's what's like messing with me a little bit.
Oh no.
Actually an oxytocin nasal peptide. And I think that plus the cyclic dextrin, it just made a recipe. But that, okay, so we'll talk about peptides and we can come back. Yeah, we've got so many different things.
I'm so fascinated by peptides.
Before we go peptides, it's just sitting in my brain, wanting to talk about the sugar diet.
Sugar diet. Go.
So do you know Mark Bell? You've got to know Mark.
I do know the name, but he's a fitness guy, big fitness guy.
Yeah, Mark Bell's awesome.
Didn't he train Henry Cavill for Superman, I think? Something.
He may have. I just know Mark Bell as he's become a really like trusted friend in the industry. He's someone that's like
big fitness guy though, right?
Yeah, he was a power lifter. So I can't remember what records he had, like crazy records, like 1,000-pound bench press. I think he was one of the first people to like break 1,000 pounds on the bench. I can't remember
his men. I swear to God, they like run 100 miles and bench 1,000
pounds. That's a different discussion we need to talk about. Because,
100-mile run. Okay.
Vincenzo, who's sitting in the back room, he and I were talking about this, about like the Goggins, the Cam Hanes, and like what are we validating here? So please write that down, because I would love to talk about that.
Okay, sugar diet. I'm with you. I'm back to that.
Sugar diet. So I noticed that Mark Bell was like, he posted something, and I almost thut it was
a joke,
satire, like a joke. He's like, "This is my breakfast," and it was Sour Patch Kids, and I'm just like, Mark is someone that I don't want to say coached, because that sounds like I have some ownership over it. But he and I have bounced ideas. Like we talk all the time, like weekly at least. And usually in the vein of relatively low carb, how to time our carbs properly, right? So all of a sudden I see him just like, Sour Patch Kids for breakfast. And I'm like, okay, this has got to be a joke. And he's talking about crazy energy and this and that. And he's linking out to this guy, Cole Robinson, who I remember. Do you remember the snake diet?
Oh my God, T, no.
Okay. Yeah, because you've been around the block and you're probably just like numbed all these different
I just kind of,
the snake diet was like, okay, we're just going to consume water and salt, right? And Cole's a perfectly fine guy. Like I like Cole, like he's actually got some inspirational stuff, but it's just like
water and salt.
He was basically talking about fasting is what it was.
Okay.
Anyway, so then he started talking about this sugar diet thing. And people are getting crazy shredded, just consuming ridiculously high amounts of sugar throughout the course of the day, and then maybe having a little bit of protein at night. Now, it's working. And
they're working out like crazy. Because the insulin's a growth hormone.
There's a lot of, so this is like a perfect example of where like it probably does work. And there's lots of little like mechanisms that we can pull on, but sometimes we miss the forest for the trees.
So the goal is to be shredded. And I'm arguably utilizing this bananas insulin surge and then training on it. Yeah, so and it's functioning as like an HGH boost kind of a thing. If I had to guess where you're going?
Similar. So there's something called FGF21, which is fibroblast growth factor 21.
Okay.
FGF21 elevates after like 7-8 days of a fast, right? It starts to elevate. And it is a pretty miraculous thing. It basically triggers uncoupling. So you've got like a massive amount of brown fat activation, like significant amounts of like body heat basically.
Can you explain why that's good, by the way, for just if anybody...
It's not always good, but it's good for fat loss, right? So if you think of it as uncoupling, so mitochondrial uncoupling, Dr. Ben Bickman explained this super well. Think of like the engine of a car and think of the transmission, and then think of like when you are in neutral, you are uncoupled. Okay. So imagine like you've got energy moving down like a drivetrain down through the transmission, connecting to the positrack rear end of your, probably, you look like a Chevelle type person. So you've got,
I do love a muscle car. Right? I'm guilty as charged. Right now, the headlines are chock full of data breaches and regulatory rollbacks, making us all vulnerable. But you can do something about it. Delete Me is here to make it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online. Delete Me knows your privacy is worth protecting. Sign up and provide Delete Me with exactly what information you want deleted, and their experts take it from there. Delete Me isn't just a one-time service. Delete Me is always working for you, constantly monitoring and removing the personal information you do not want on the internet. For me, I feel so much more secure knowing that my personal info has been wiped from the web, simply because I don't get all the robocalls. I worry far less about identity theft and so much more. So take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now, at a special discount for our listeners, today get 20% off your Delete Me plan by texting Jillian to 64000. The only way to get 20% off is to text Jillian to 64,000. That's Jillian to 64000. Message and data rates may apply. Active Skin Repair utilizes a molecule called hypochlorous acid. Now, when you apply it to the skin, the molecule works by mimicking the natural immune response to cleanse, soothe irritation, reduce inflammation, and support healing. Active Skin Repair can be used to treat a wide range of skin issues, including cuts, scrapes, burns, sunburns, diaper rashes, and other types of skin damage. And it's also safe and non-toxic, making it suitable for use on all skin types, all parts of the body, and you can even use it on rosacea, eczema, and acne-prone skin. With over 500,000 happy customers, thousands of 5-star reviews, and ingredients so safe and clean they can be used by the youngest member of the family to the oldest, you now have one simple solution for all of your family's skin health needs. So visit ActiveSkinRepair.com to learn more about Active Skin Repair and to get 20% off your order. Use the code Jillian. Again, that's ActiveSkinRepair.com and the code is Jillian.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And make sure to let me know what guests you want to see on in the future.